Recording in
Good morning, all of
progress.
you. Let's go ahead, okay, everybody? So, we are still in PGBP, obviously. Section 28, I hope you remember section 28, charging section, hai na? 29, computation. We have done ICDS also, the full form of ICDS, that also we have covered. There are right now, currently, 10 ICDS, yes? Let's go ahead, okay, everybody? Then, 30, expenses towards building. I'm just using the very short form word right now, okay? Expenses towards building. 31, plant and machinery and furniture. That expenses. Obviously revenue in nature. 32 depreciation, 35 but we have covered scientific research, 35 AD specified business. Then we have also covered which one, 35 D amortization of preliminary expenses. Yes. Then 36 we have covered certain deductions, 37 general deductions, 40 specific disallowances, 40 capital A, again those disallowances na certain expenses bachcho disallowed, 48.3, 48.3A, 48.9, those 48.2 we have covered that also. Okay, finally here. Then we saw 48.7 also. Okay, so there are many allowances and disallowances which we have covered till now. And yesterday also we saw about employer's contribution to provident fund. Yesterday what we did was also important. If the contribution is within time or if it is not within time. Okay, time means what? Due date of income tax return or due date of PF or statutory contribution. That also we have covered. What happens? Okay, 43B also we have covered. Correct? Alright. So this, I think this table went in the next page. Payment to employees allowed as deduction only if paid before ROI due date. Which section number comes to your mind? Only if that bachcho payment is done before ROI due date. ROI, return of income. All of you tell me quickly. ROI is 139, but this entire sentence is about allowing of deduction if paid before ROI due date. Which section comes to your mind? Deduction will be allowed only if paid before ROI due date. Kushbu, Indrajit. No? Correct, Mansi. Very good, Mansi. 43B, we have covered this. You should not forget what we have covered till now. Very important section. Okay? Deduction allowed but only payment made before ROI due date. Yesterday or 2 days before I explained all of you that. Provision entries are on 31st March. They are big expenditure but only allowed if it is actually paid. Hai na? And I told you also 43B is not a permanent disallowance. So it will be allowed in the year of payment. This already you have covered. Clear? So they are just giving you example here. What all are covered as under 43B? Payment to employees. Which one, bacho? Leave, encashment, bonus, commission, employees' contribution to gratuity, provident fund, etc. That is covered under 43B. But what is not covered, bacho? So it will be allowed as deduction, even if not paid before ROI due date. Check basic salary, allowances, perquisites, pension, retrenchment compensation, etc. Even if not paid till ROI due date, still allowed as deduction because these items are not part of 43B. Simple. So this I have given you only for your summary and understanding. Okay? And this also we have covered. Provision for gratuity is not allowed. Gratuity actually paid is allowed. Clear till here? That also we have covered. Now, let us come to important concept of TDS. So disallowance of expenditure on non-deduction or non-payment of tax. Non-deduction, okay? Or non-payment of tax. Yes, children, all of you? And just understand, just pay attention. I don't know had I covered this example before, but let us say there is a company. Okay? There is what, bacho? A company. Let us give it a name, ABC Limited. It has some legal issues, some claim in the court, etc. And it wants to fight a case in the court. It wants to go for a court matter. It is going under court. So it takes help, let us say, from Mr. Z as a lawyer. Okay? He is not employee of the company, for example. Okay? He is an independent advocate, clearly in practice. So there are two parties, contract, this much you understand. So there is contract between two parties. There has to be consideration. Mr. Z Bachu will give what to the company? सर्विसेज है ना, लीगल कंसल्टेंसी services or defending the company. Clear till here? Services. What will company give to the lawyer? All of you quickly type or unmute. Tell me quickly. I'm asking you very simple questions, bachcho. Come on. Everybody. Money. Okay, okay. Yes, money. Legal fees. है ना? Consultancy fees, legal fees, professional fees. Fine till here? Let us say, I'm just again giving you some hypothetical example. Hypothetical, okay? It comes to rupees 20 lakhs. Okay, I'm just giving you some example. It is a very big case, etc. Or it goes on for 6 months, 8 months. He has gone to the court 10, 20 times, etc. 20 lakh rupees is the total fees. You are able to hear me, na, properly? Audible, na? Should I go ahead? Now pay attention. So, whose expenditure it is? It is whose expenditure? Company or Mr. Z? ABC or Z? It is whose expenditure? And bachos, in income tax, understand one simple thing. Expenditure of one party will be income of another party. Let us say somebody in your family is earning, maybe let us say from job. So company is paying them salary, company expenditure, your income. Again, you are you're spending, your family spending on your travel, education, food, grocery, etc. So all these are expenditures, and for the recipient it is income. Simple, this is basic simple economics. So one party's expenditure is one party's income. Clear till here? I'll use some other different also words now. Who is the payer? Who is the payer? Company or Z? ABC or Z? Who is the payer? The lawyer is the recipient or payee. Clear till here? Good. Understand. Okay, everybody. Now, who earned the income in this transaction? In this transaction, bachcho, lawyer earned the income. Okay? Yes. Now, income tax department wants to ensure that Z pays tax on this amount, or Z shows this amount in his income. Clear till here? So what logic or what concept they bring into picture is, company will pay to lawyer will file in his income tax return, show income and pay taxes. Instead of that, why can't we tax this income at the source itself? Okay? Means what? Lawyer earned the income, but what is the source of his income? ABC. Hai ki nahi? Clear till here? So, income tax law says that, or income tax department or act, okay, says that we should tell ABC or the payer to deduct tax on behalf of the government of India. Okay, everyone okay till here? So Income Tax Act has made the provision that payer should deduct tax at the source itself and pay to the government. Yes or no? Now obviously the tax bachcho is paid on behalf of Z, Mr. Z. Yes. This much clearly understood by everybody? So understand what will be the transaction. Z bachcho had an agreement contract with the company. He gave the legal services, etc. He sent an invoice of rupees 20 lakhs. I am not including GST, etc. in that. Okay, I am just giving a very simple example. So Z bachcho sent an invoice of 20 lakhs. Simple till here. What will be the P&L debit for the company? 20 lakhs. Revenue expenditure. Agree till here? Hai na? Good. So under the heading legal fees, etc., legal expenditure, 20 lakhs will be P&L debit for ABC company. Simple till here. Now, however, while making payment to Z, Income Tax Act has said that you should deduct the taxes. Clear till here? So let us say, I'm just giving you example. So 20 lakhs bachcho was the total amount, and I'm writing in lakhs. So less I'm writing bachcho TDS. Let us say at the rate of 10%. Okay, rupees 2 lakhs. Yes, clear? अरे हाँ, understand ना बच्चों? So 18 lakhs will be net amount payable. So Z is like, I send you invoice of 20 lakhs and you're giving me only 18 lakhs. What cheating is this? है ना? So company said what बच्चों? We are obliged. It is our duty. It is put by Income Tax Act that we have to deduct the tax at source. So Z is saying, where is my 2 lakhs then? Because it is deducted by the company or no, where is my 2 lakhs? Because the 2 lakhs are sitting with the company only. है ना? However, okay, they have to pay to the government. Understood or no बच्चों? Did you understand? Did you understand or no? Okay. So just try to think from accounting point of view also. How your accounting entries will look like. P&L debit, expenditure will be of 20 lakhs. Yes or no? However, payment to the party will be of 18 lakhs, 1/8. The 2 lakhs are bachcho sitting with the company that at that moment. Are हाँ या ना? Think from bachcho company's point of view. Okay? And company has spent, okay, gone, debit in the bank account, 18 lakhs. The 2 lakhs, bachcho, understand, I'm just asking a very simple example, simple question. The 2 lakhs, bachcho, sitting with the company, it is asset or liability of the company? Mansi, good answer. Huh?
Liability.
It is liability, bachcho. I hope all of you understood that. Somebody else's money is kept with you, it is obviously a liability. Yes, still here? And now, when the company actually pays this amount, to whom bachcho? Government. Understood or no? So they have paid off their liability. Basically, liability means their duty, I'm saying. So they have paid off the liability. Clear till here? So once it sits in the balance sheet, first of all as a liability item, and then it is paid off to the government. Simple. Government of India. Now, just try to understand. This is the tax amount. On whose behalf? Mr. Z's behalf, sitting with the government. Mr. Z obviously asked the company ABC, I gave you invoice of 20, you gave me check of 18. Where is my 2 lakhs? Company says 2 lakhs is with the government or we pay to the government. What is Bachcho Z is going to ask the company? He's a lawyer. He says, give me a proof. Hai ki nahi Bachcho? Give me a proof. Understood here? So, company has to Bachcho give a proof to the lawyer. So 18 lakhs check, clear till here. And company Bachcho also has to pay, or give to the payee TDS certificate. So that now Bachcho TDS means what? Tax deducted at source. Understood or no? Everybody? What will be the Bachcho amount of TDS certificate? The certificate is just a document, 2 lakh rupees. Clear till here? 2 lakhs. Simple, all of you? I hope this much is clear till here, everybody. Okay? So he got 80 lakhs rupees cash and 2 lakhs rupees certificate he got. Yes? Now tell me, bachcho, in this case, 2 lakh rupees, his tax amount. Is it his asset? Mr. Z's, bachcho, Mr. Z's asset or liability? What do you think? It is his asset. One party's liability should be other party's asset. No, ideally, normally speaking. Hai ki nahi? Clear till here? Okay? Fine. Now understand. Just try to understand. Let us say, in this single transaction, okay, now I'm just making it a little bit easier for you. Let us say the gross, this is the only salary, that is his only income for the year, 20 lakhs gross. Okay? Let us say, his net profit ratio is 40%. Is it okay, everybody? 40% you understand? Net profit ratio. I'm talking of whom, bachcho? Mr. Z's income tax return. Okay? So after the year is over, he is filing his income tax return. His bachcho net profit comes to 8 lakhs. Chalega? Salaries, rent, electricity, documentation, etc., etc., etc. 8 lakh rupees. His net profit. Tax liability is bachcho how much on 8 lakhs? 3 lakhs 20%, 60,000 plus 1 lakh 12,500. Are हाँ, plus your cess etc. बराबर के नहीं? 70 to 500 plus 4%. Agree till here all of you? अरे हाँ. I'm writing basic only, okay? I'm not going into plus cess, whatever that figure will come to. All of you agree till here? So his liability for the year is 72,500. Will he bachcho pay this cash amount? He's liable to pay bachcho only 72,500 and his 2 lakhs rupees are already sitting with the government, or tax has already been paid on his behalf, or his tax amount bachcho, his tax amount is sitting with the government. Where? How much? 2 lakh rupees. So when he will calculate, he will take the credit or benefit of the amount already paid to the government. Are हाँ या ना? So I'm writing about your TDS credit. How much is the tax already paid on his behalf? 2 lakhs. So will the tax be payable or refund? Will be refund. How much? I think 127,500 maybe. है ना? This is the entire story. Clear? Again, I'm going only to the base. We are just touching the basics of TDS. TDS, okay? Fine till here? Now, what is the advantage of TDS as such? Mr. Z Bachcho has to file income tax return if he wants a refund. Simple. You can't get refund until you file income tax return. And to file income tax return means you have to disclose your income. Simple. Are you getting my point or no? Or basically to claim all the TDS credits, whatever is the credit or balance in your tax amount, tax account, you have to file the income tax return. Clear till here? Yes? If I give you one more little bit deep knowledge about this, because TDS is a different chapter completely, but let us say, okay, let us say the services given and the legal fees, etc., whatever happened in the month of June 2022, है ना? I'm talking of PY बच्चों 22-23. Is it okay till here, all of you? Yes. So transaction happened बच्चों in June 22. He got the payment, etc., everything in June 22. नहीं. Because assessment happens from year to year. What Nitin is saying, can the government keep the remaining also and adjust it in the next year? So assessment happens from year to year only. Okay? Year to year we take a refund or pay the taxes. So I was giving example, this whatever transaction happened of giving the legal services and taking the fees, it happened in the June 22. Understand? But bacho, when do we file income tax return? Before the year or after the year? When do we file income tax return? Before the year is over or after the year is over? After the year is over. June 22. So in a way, bacho, understand, I will be filing my income tax return in July 2023. I'm just giving you a very simple example. Are हाँ या ना? Government बच्चों got to use the money free of cost for almost 1 year. Yes or no? Or let us say, just think from government's point of view. Instead of waiting for July 23, that time Mr. Jar will check his income, calculate the liability and pay in July 23. Instead of that, government is getting the money in advance only. Government is not going to wait bacho, year on year for everybody to calculate their incomes and pay the taxes. It requires regular income. Clear till here? I hope this much is clear. So this is an entire big story of TDS. But right now, bacho, just focus on this person. Who? We are focusing on bacho on the payer. That's why. Understand. ABC bacho in this example will be called as deductor also. And Z bacho lawyer will be called as deductee. Why? Because obviously ABC and bacho in this example is deducting the taxes. So ABC is the deductor. Agreed? Clear till here, all of you? Now, why ABC is required to deduct? Because as per law. So first step number 1 is what? Deduction. And step number 2 is what, bacho? Paying to the government. Understood or no, everybody? Clear? Fine till here? However, now pay attention. Let me just come to that also. There are sections 192, 194, 195. We are going to see that. There's lots of time for that. So Income Tax Act puts a compliance burden obligation on the payer that on certain services or certain transactions you have to do TDS. You have to do. Clear till here? You have to do. Okay? However, now understand. If the payer, okay, company in this example, does not deduct or deducts but does not pay to the government, it is a problem or not a problem? It is a problem. First of all, no deduction. Or secondly, bachcho, deducted but not paid to the government. Clearly here, both of them are problem. Are you getting my point or no? First step, what did I say? Not deducted. That is a problem. Or deducted but not paid. Again, that is also a problem. Clear or no? Arey haan. In both the cases, bachcho, okay, in both these cases, the government is not getting its tax amount. Clear till here? Let us assume first, step number 1, company forgot. It did not have you as a chartered accountant or as a consultant, so company forgot of deducting the taxes. Company got the invoice of 20 lakhs, it paid 20 lakhs directly, amount, check to Z, lawyer. So invoice of 20 lakhs, paid also 20 lakhs, entirely without TDS. But now what is the loss to the government? What is the loss to the government? 20 lakhs rupees the loss of the government? 20 lakh rupees. Is that the loss of the government? Correct. Some of you are telling me 70 to 500. Correct. Basically 20 lakhs went away to the payee. Correct here? So entire 20 lakhs is not a loss of the government. Now what happens if the lawyer does not disclose this income, or he does not show this income, does not pay tax on this income? If he does not pay tax on the income, okay, I'm just simply saying, is entire 20 lakhs rupees loss of the government? No. The loss of the government on a higher side is how much percentage? 30%. Why? Because that is the amount which it can receive maximum on the income of lawyer. 30%, obviously I'm saying round figure. Are you getting the point or no? If bachcho Z earned 20 lakhs, and let us say there is no expenditure at all for Z, so entire 20 lakhs rupees is also in net profit. I'm just saying hypothetically. He earned 20 lakhs, but also the net profit is also 20 lakhs. So bachcho, in a way, the tax liability comes to around 30%. Arey haan ya na? Clear till here? 30%. For right now, just focus on the percentage. 30%. Clear till here? So the loss to the government is of 30% na bachcho? On a higher side. Clear till here? 20 or 30% as a percentage. So if bachcho Z does not disclose the income, the loss to the government is 30%. So what does it say? What does Income Tax Act say? It says that you nalayak means who? Mr. ABC. You did not deduct tax. Hai na? So we have a loss of 30%. So we will recover this from you. From whom? From ABC. How much? 30% bachcho of the amount paid. And how the Income Tax Act bachcho or department will recover? By disallowing the expenditure. But how much is right now as P&L debit? P&L debit legal fees is how much right now? 20 lakhs? Arey haan. Of that bachcho we will disallow 30%. Understood or no? So we'll add in the profit. Will bachcho what? Add in the profit. Clear or no, all of you tell me? Kushbu, Mansi, Indrajit. Understood here everybody? So that is a very, very simple logic. Okay? Sure, let's start. Come now to the section number 40. You know? Disallowance of expenditure on non-deduction or non-payment of tax. Now, if the tax is deductible at source, okay, I mean the TDS was applicable. First of all, you have to see that whether TDS is applicable or not. So TDS was applicable, and what did happen? What happened actually? Tax has not been deducted. So TDS was deductible but did not deduct, or deducted but not paid to the government. Okay, but okay, so after deduction has not been paid on or before the ROI due date. Yes or no, all of you? Done till here, everybody? Bolo. Yes, everybody? Good. Then what is it saying? Then 40A1 and 40A1A. 40A1, 100% of sum payable to NR shall be disallowed. That means if you are making payment to NR, then 100% bachcho will be disallowed. Now, one bachcho common sense keep in mind. My income tax cannot be bachcho more than income. That means if the income itself is 100, my tax can be 30 maybe. If it is undisclosed income, then maybe 79 something. If there is still penalty, etc., whatever it is. But generally, let us say, my tax normally cannot be more than the income. Are ha ya na? So, when the payment is done to NR, 100% of the expenditure will be disallowed. Clear till here? Yes, everybody? However, if the amount is paid to resident, then 30% of the amount will be disallowed. Yes, still here, everybody? 30% of the amount will be disallowed. Clear? Fine. In which case, bachcho? Both the cases. Which cases? TDS not done only. Check here. TDS not deducted at all. है ना? Or here. Or bachcho, TDS deducted but not paid, okay? Not paid to the government before ROI due date. Clear till here? Should I go ahead, everybody? Say the last line. If tax has been deducted in any subsequent year or has been deducted in the previous year but paid in any subsequent year after ROI due date, then 100% or 30% budget shall be allowable in the year of payment of TDS. I'll give you 1 more minute, 2 more minutes. So read the sentence again.
Recording stopped.
Subsequent means later on, future. Subsequent means later. $11 or 30. Huh. Did you read till now? Did you read?
Recording in
Right
progress.
now. So let me ask you again a simple question. 40A1 and 40A1A, some disallowance will happen. And I'm talking of disallowance. So only question is whether bachcho is it a permanent disallowance? Just like 43B, bachcho, it is not a permanent disallowance. So if you don't comply, there will be disallowance. But if you pay later on, it will be again allowed back. Are you getting my point or no? If you pay bachcho later on, it will be bachcho again allowed. Clear till here, everybody? Fine? Okay. Come to, keep up, we have to do all these cases, okay? So please be careful. And keep a pencil or a scale over here and come to question number 76. Star mark. Ready? 76. Mr. A paid professional fees of rupees 1 lakh on 4th July 22. He paid, okay? Find the tax implications in the following cases. Sorry. So first of all, we have to assume that it is a TDS deductible transaction. That means TDS is supposed to happen on the transaction. Chalega? All of you okay? Let's write down. He has paid or what? Acha, paid. He has paid a professional fees of rupees 1 lakh. Paid professional fees of rupees 1 lakh. Full stop. He is required to deduct tax at source at the rate of 10% under section 194J. For 194 A, B, whatever we have, okay, understand now. 194, we have 194 A, B, C, etc. We have to bachcho 194 R. How many bachcho? R. Just like in your CA foundation, you have no logical reasoning. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. Remember D is till R we have, okay? So you can understand how many sections are there. I'll come to that later on. Okay, everybody ready? Okay? So Mr. A has paid professional fees of 1 lakh. He is required to deduct tax at the rate of 10% under section 194J. Okay. Now we have got separate cases, okay? Different cases. Check case 1. Tax deducted on 4th July and paid on 7th August. And both of it, bachcho, is happening in the current year. Agree till here, all of you? Arey haan, everybody. Next line over here, write down. ROI due date for Mr. A for PY 22-23 is, I am giving you bachcho 31st July 2023. Okay? Done everybody? I'm just again giving you for your understanding. Okay? Chalega? Ready? Chalo, case 1. Write down next line. Case 1. Okay. Tell me what now. In this case 1, whether TDS is deducted during the year. Yes or no?
Yes.
And is it paid before ROI due date? Have you written properly everything? Case number 1 over here 22. Notebook ROI due date 23. Bachcho here, check, please understand. It is deducted in July 22, paid in August 22. Are haan ya na? The expenditure belongs to 22-23 only, and 22-23 ROI due date is 31st July 23. Understood or no? Kushbu, Mansi, Nitin, Indrajit. So again I'll repeat. Is that it is deducted during the year? Deducted during the year. Answer is yes. Is it paid before ROI due date? Yes, it is August 22. My ROI due date is what? July 23. अरे हाँ या ना? All of you okay till here? Kushbu? Kushbu bouncer, Kushbu. Type quickly. Got it? No? Good. चलो आगे बढ़े. Let's go ahead. Write down. Case 1. Write down बच्चों. TDS deducted date is 4/7/22 है ना? That is during the year. And TDS paid on what बच्चों? What date? 7/8/22. Okay. That is before ROI due date under section 139(1). That is 31st July 23 है ना? Yes, tell all of you. So simple question: is everything in order or not in order? Everything is in order, okay, everybody? Everything is correct. Write down. Therefore, we'll allow deduction, okay? So, deduction of rupees. ₹1 lakh allowed. Simple till here. Done? Case 2. TDS deducted बच्चों 4th July 22. Paid on 30th December 23. What compliance is done? Is done. Deduction is done in time. Yes? Payment बच्चों done after ROI due date. Therefore, there will be a disallowance. Agreed or no? There will be a disallowance. If the payee is resident, 30% disallowed. If the payee is non-resident, 100% बच्चों disallowed. Yes. And when it will be allowed? In the year of payment. December 23, that means 23-24. All of you tell me, understood or no? Pakka? Clear? Nitin? Good. Write down. Tax deducted during the year. है ना? But paid on 30th December 2023. That is after ROI due date. That is after ROI due date. Yes, still here all of you? Okay, everybody? Therefore, next line, therefore, disallowance at the rate of 30% under section 40A 1 or 1A, check in the textbook first before typing.
41.
40A, how much, Indrajit? I should remove only Indrajit from the meeting, na? Just now I told you to read, but no, you have to type first only, na? 40A 1A, correct here? Of expenditure. So basically, बच्चों 30,000 will be disallowed. If what, बच्चों? If what? Tell me all of you. If payee is resident. Good. Did you understand the logic of 30%? But because on a higher side, how much are we going to earn from that payee? 30%. So we are taking a flat rate of 30%. Clear? But when the money leaves outside India, non-resident, we can't bring it back. There is no scope. So entire bachcho income which went outside India, we entirely tax it in India. That is the logic. Because we can't find the payee non-resident. Okay? And adding and at the rate of 100% under section 40A1 of expense, that is rupees 1 lakh. When, bachcho? If payee is non-resident. If payee is non-resident. Yes, still here, everybody? Okay. Done, all of you? Are ha. Case 3, ready? Star mark case 3. TDS generated on 31st May 23 and paid immediately same day, 31st May 23. What do you think? Okay, Kushbu. Nitin, Indrajit, Mansi, tell me. Allowed or disallowed? What do you think? Okay, Nitin, Indrajit, Mansi. What do you think? Allowed or disallowed? Okay, Mansi. Indrajit? No, Indrajit is not now, not time. Disallowed. Why, Indrajit? Why disallowed?
सर इस साल कुछ पे किया ही नहीं इसीलिए.
Okay. Mansi, why disallowed? I hope you can see Indrajit, case number 1 and case number 3. We are paying before 7th August. 31st May, that was 7th August. Huh? Here we are paying on 31st May 23. That is before ROI due date. But the problem is not that. Payment is done before ROI due date. But the problem is the TDS was not deducted during the year. Understood here, all of you? Mansi, correct? All of you okay till here? Kushbu? There are two things. Deduction should be in the year. And after deduction, the payment should be bachcho before ROI due date. Here the payment is happening before ROI due date. But deduction was not during the year. Understood or no, all of you? So as soon as you go to 1st April 23, next year, expenses of current year. Expenses of current year. So deduction should happen in the current year. Payment can be a little bit extended up to ROI due date. Are you getting my point? So TDS should happen in the current year. Clear? Okay, right now. tax is not deducted in PY 22-23. Okay. Therefore, ROI due date under section 139(1) is not relevant. Simple. Therefore, disallowance at the rate of either 30% or 100%. Okay. In which year? In the current year, in PY 22-23. And allowed, bachcho, but again, na? And allowed in the year of payment. In the year of actual payment. That is PY. When, bachcho? 23-24. Yes, Nitin. Okay, I'll go ahead, bachcho, everybody. See, instead of 31st March, okay, I'm just changing the example. You don't change, okay? The expenditure, bachcho, is of what? July 22. If TDS was done on 1st April 23 and paid also, bachcho, 1st April 23, what will happen? Allowed or disallowed? Expenditure of July 22, deduction on 1st April 23, payment also on 1st April 23. All of you answered. Nitin, Mansi have answered. Khushbu, Indrajit. TDS on 1st April 23 and paid also on 1st April 23. Okay, Indrajit. Disallowed. Why, bachcho? Because expenditure is of July 22. TDS done, bachcho, on 1st April 23. Same reason, correct? Same reason, whatever example, earlier example I had given you. Yes, till here? Khushbu, understood? As soon as TDS is done after the year, disallow. Don't even look when was the payment done. Because sequence wise, what is common sense? First deduction and then payment of TDS. So deduction is not in the current year, done, finish, disallowed. Clear till here? All of you, pakka? Okay? Let me just again change the example. What if, bachcho, this is your first August 22? Khushbu?
Allowed.
Allowed. Why? TDS in the current year, deduction in the current year, no problem. Now next step, whether payment is done before ROI due date, yes. Okay na, Khushbu? Any doubt, please ask. Otherwise, you can make some case and ask me, no problem with that also. Okay? All okay? Fine. Chalega? Let's go ahead. Case 4. Expenditure of July 22, TDS July 23, payment June 24. Ma kasam. Acha. Disallowance in the current year? Definitely. Why? TDS not deducted in the current year. The question is, bachcho, when the payment will be allowed? Allowed again. Give me financial year. Financial year, bachcho, the year in which allowed. Okay, Indrajit, okay, Nitin. Type, bachcho, Mansi and Khushbu, type. All of you are wrong. June 24 is what, bachcho?
Subsequent year.
It is not subsequent year. Not always subsequent year. When do we allow? In the year. What is the overall section about? The section is that government should get the TDS amount. Are you getting my point or no? The government should get the TDS. When did the government get? That time they will allow the deduction. So it got in June 24, that is 24, 25. Understood till here, all of you? Yes? Tell me, clear till here? Okay? I'll go ahead. Write down case 4. I have written here also actual payment, है ना? Case 4. TDS not deducted during the year. Therefore, 30% or 100% disallowance in which PY in the current year, PY 22-23. Okay. It is allowed as deduction. In the year of actual payment. Twenty-four, 25 बच्चों, please, okay, understand, give a star mark. Wherever you mistake, I've told you, you have to give a star mark. Okay? अरे हाँ बच्चों, okay till here?
Sir,
बोलो.
sir, in the above example, the due date was 31st of July.
हाँ.
So in this example also 31st July 24 before we have made payment. So why not 23, 24?
नहीं, because the expenditure belongs to which year? 22-23. So ROI due date, you check for the year of expenditure. You don't again check for the years whenever you are making the payment. The expenditure belongs to 22-23. So ROI due date is for the year of expenditure. You don't check it again in the future year. In the future year, what do you check? The years of payment. Okay, the financial year of payment. Clear?
Sir, 30% or 100% disallowances in PY 23-24, na?
Tell me, all of you. 30% or 100% disallowance in which year? 23-24, 24-25, 22-23, which I have written. These are different dates, different cases. Expenditure belongs to which year? Arey, when is my P&L debit done? For which year my P&L was debited? So when was my P&L debited? P&L. The expenditure belongs to which financial year? We are not changing the example, no. Are you guys out of your mind? P&L debit means what I am talking about. This professional fees belongs to July 22 expenditure. I am not changing that in the entire example. I hope you are understanding. This single transaction, for this we are checking the different dates or no? Arey haan na. It is, we are in the same example, but just different dates. The expenditure belongs to which year, bachcho? P&L of which year? There was P&L debit, bachcho, of this item of rupees 1 lakh. Arey haan. Now TDS done during the year. Arey haan, bachcho. And also paid before ROI due date. No problem, allowed. If TDS done, bachcho, during the year, but not paid up to ROI due date, we disallow here. Arey haan na. And we allow in the actual year of payment. When is the payment happening? December 23. That is which financial year? 23-24. Okay. Another case. TDS done during the year? No. Why am I saying not during the year? Because the expenditure relates to 22-23. So again disallowed and allowed in the year of payment. When is the payment done? Second last case, May 23. So 23-24. And last case, Expenditure belongs to 22-23 only. Expenditure is of 22-23. But TDS done during the year? No. So disallow. Clear? But when was it paid? June 24. Which financial year? 24-25. In that year we allow. 4 examples I took now. Expenditure is of the current year only, na? We are doing computation for the current year only. Understood or no? Otherwise, you give me more dates. I don't mind. But keep that in mind. This entire syllabus, whatever we are doing, is for PY 22-23. I am not talking of next year's expenditure. I am talking of current year's expenditure. But whether TDS done in the current year for that expenditure, or for that expenditure TDS done in future, these are different cases. Understood or no? Nitin, Kushbu, Mansi, Indrajit. These cases, bachcho, okay, were not of expenditure of that year. These dates, bachcho, are the date on which TDS was done for this expenditure. Understood? Nitin, all okay or no? Indrajit, Kushbu. Any more example, or is it okay? You understood or no? More example you want? Okay. Don't write down, just pay attention then. Chalega? Expenditure, bachcho, is of expenditure, P&L debit is of June 23. Not June, sorry, January 21, 123. Which PY? The expenditure relates to 22-23. Yes? Okay? TDS dated bachcho on 1st January 23 and paid also on same day. Allowed, disallowed. Allowed. I am still in the same example. Expenditure of 1st January 23. Dated also that day. Paid on 1st April 23. Allowed. Okay, till here, bachcho. Yes, ROI dated, bachcho. Yes, I am taking ROI dated as 31st July only. This ROI dated 31st July 23 is for which financial year again? For 22-23. Okay. Allowed till here, everybody okay till here? चलेगा, ठीक है. TDS dated 1st January 23. TDS paid on 1st August 23 for the same expenditure. Disallowed. When, in which financial year it will be allowed? 23-24, because it is paid in 23-24. Agreed? Fine. I'll change the example. Same expenditure, same everything. The expenditures of 22-23, TDS dated on 1st June 23, but paid on 1st May 24. Disallowed in the current year, this much you agree? Why? Because it was not paid up to 31st July 23. When will you allow this? Which financial year you will allow? Correct Mansi, correct Nitin, correct Khushbu, Indrajit, correct Indrajit. Understood earlier? Okay. Let me change the example. Okay, everybody. The expenditure bachcho is of 22-23. P&L in books of accounts, P&L debit is 1st January 23. But somehow the consultant, the accountant, forgot to do TDS. He got to know about it on 1st April 23. And that day itself immediately paid. Allowed or disallowed? Disallowed. Allowed in which year? 23-24. All of you okay? Good. Okay. Until here, the year of payment. Okay, now I'm changing again some dates. I'm taking बच्चों now 1st August 23 after ROI due date. Is that even relevant? Not relevant. Why? Because TDS was not done in the current year. So again, disallowed. Disallowed, you understand? Because expenditures of 22-23, TDS not done in 22-23, disallowed. But when will I allow? In the year of payment. Again, year of payment, bachcho, tell me. '23-24. Year of payment is 23-24, no, bachcho. August 23 is 23-24. Agree till here. Again, let us go ahead. Let us do some more example. Let us say 1st May 24. In the current year, disallowed because TDS is not done during the year. When will you allow? In the year of payment. You tell me the financial year now. In the year of allowance, you will tell me now. Financial year. Correct Indrajit, correct Nitin, correct Kushbu, correct Mansi. Understood? Good. Can I go ahead now? Good. This is what we had done. Revise the example. Okay, please revise. That is your homework. Come to question number 77. We can do 77. Sorry. Ready, everybody? P&L account of Mr. A for year ended 31st March 23 is given to us. We just have to compute the business income. Okay, everybody? Ready, no? First, always look at the credit side. Credits. Gross profit, IT refund, income tax refund. IT is income tax refund. Then interest on company deposits. Matlab you have done some FD with company. And dividend income. Okay, these are income sides. Expenditure, repairs, advertisement, amount paid to scientific research association approved under section 35. Okay, it is already debited also to P&L. Interest paid, maybe on loan something, 1,10,000, traveling 1,30,000. Bank charges, okay, net profit. Yes? Now represent building bachcho include 95,000 on building wall compound. What about you? Building wall compound. Yes, till here? Wall compound bachcho will be a capital expenditure. Yes or no? That will not be allowed. Yes, till here? I hope this much you understood. But it is already debited to P&L, so we have to remove the debit. Our profit will increase. Interest payment, which one? This 1,10,000. Includes 12,000 paid outside India without TDS. Oi. That means you, without TDS, but you have paid the amount outside India. Interest. Why? Some loan was borrowed from outside India. Sorry, what did I say, bachcho? The loan was borrowed from outside India. Clear till here? Not loan. Loan was borrowed from outside India. I said loan was borrowed from outside India. So let us say you are paying interest on the loan. Na? See, TDS happens on income part only. Income. So when I repay the loan, the principal is not the income. The interest is the income, bachcho, for the banker. Hai na? So on the income part, TDS, let us say, should have been done, but it is not done. So I hope you know it is 100% disallowance. TDS was required to pay to be deducted, but it is not deducted. So paid to non-resident bachcho, 100% disallowed. Correct. And penalty for GST non-compliance of rupees 24,000. Some GST bachcho written something you have not filed or not replied. So there is GST penalty of 24,000. What do we say, bachcho? Penalty is allowed or not allowed? Okay, which section around we had seen that concept? Very good, Mansi. Anybody else? Around which section we had seen that concept? Around 37 we had seen, okay? Income tax not allowed, but GST was allowed, but penalty in most of the cases was not allowed. Penalty bachcho only in case of breach of contract is allowed. Do you remember something or no? Good, yes Nitin, correct. Write down, chalo. What are we required to do? Compute business income. Write down. Computation of Raj Kumar. Good afternoon. For AY 23-24, okay? Ready everybody? What is the first stage we start with? Why the line is not straight? Net profit. Yes. So net profit as per P&L. How much? 93,950. Okay, our starting figure is बच्चों 93,950 है ना? Better. It looks different here. It looks different there. I don't know. Now let us first focus on the credit side. चलेगा? All of you? Credit side. Is income tax refund my income, or first of all is it my PGBP? Income tax refund bachcho is not my PGBP income. Interest on company deposit is also not my PGBP income, and dividend bachcho is also not my PGBP income. Clear? Interest, dividend, etc. bachcho can go to other sources. Income tax refund bachcho is not our income. Only interest on it is income. They have not given, so don't assume. We'll write down that as a note. Ready? So basically, to find PGBP income, I will have to remove the credits. And to remove the credit side, are ha ya na? These three items are not my PGBP income. I will remove the credit. I will remove the credit. What will happen to my net profit? Increase or decrease? Decrease. So I'm writing bachcha less. Income not taxable as PGBP. First, income tax refund. Interest on company deposits. Dividend. Yes, still here? It is less na bachcho. Yes? Done? Come to the debit side. expenditures. Repairs. Is there an adjustment to repairs? हाँ. Repairs debited बच्चों is 1,30,000. In that 130, wall compound is of 95. 95,000 बच्चों wall compound allowed or disallowed? 95,000 बच्चों debit will be disallowed. So I'll remove the debit. I will remove the debit. What will happen to my net profit? Increase. When I remove the debit, my net profit obviously increase. So add. Add. $95,000. Yes, still here? Fine till here, all of you? Second. Now tell me, advertisement, but no problem, no adjustment over there. First of all, tell me this about 1 lakh. Amount paid to Scientific Research Association up to under section 35. That 1 lakh debit, P&L debit is allowed or disallowed? Allowed. That expenditure is allowed. It is also debited to P&L. Therefore, no adjustment required. I hope this much you understood. है ना? Okay, good. So we go to the next part, interest. Interest बच्चों has couple of items. 12,000 paid outside India without TDS. So 100% disallowed under 40A1. है ना? So point number 2. Again, disallowed, expenditure disallowed, net profit will increase. Expenditure which is disallowed, so debit is removed. My debit is removed, so my net profit will increase. Okay? So write down interest. 30 days not deducted. TDS not deducted, correct? So yeah, it is an add only. On payment to NR, therefore 100% disallowed. Under section 40A1. How much? 12,000. And what about penalty? Also disallowed, okay? The word penalty or interest makes a big difference, huh? Penalty is not allowed, but interest was allowed, by the way. If you look in the table of GST, section 37. This was 24,000, no? Done till here, all of you? Arey, हाँ. Any other adjustment? No. Therefore, business income. Give me, calculate properly. Wherever there is less, put in bracket. Wherever there is add, calculate properly. Come on. भैया आपका पैन नंबर चाहिए था? कौन है भैया? मेरा पैन नंबर क्यों चाहिए इसको? Done till here. Give me the number. Two lakh 10,450. Okay, so this is the answer. But let us say I want to go ahead and find total income. Total income, I'm saying total income. Okay, do I have any other head of income? Do I have any other head of income? Yes, I have iOS, so that I can show. Okay, so income from other sources. Income from other sources. Ready, everybody? So I'm writing interest on company deposits. Find till here. 6,400. And second, dividend income. 3,600. My iOS, income from iOS, okay? $10,000. No total. I'm just writing much total income. The other details are not given to us, na bachcho, of section 80C, etc. So GTI or NTI, same thing. 2,20,450. Income tax refund is not an income itself, okay? Haan, na? Understood or no? Everybody? Done? Come to the theory part which we covered just now, 40A and all of that, TDS. Ready? I'll give you 2 minutes, bachcho. Read this part. Read this part.
Recording stopped.
Sorry. बोला ना बसायचं
चालू आहे का?
बसू शकतो म्हणजे तसं चालू पण नाही पण हा बसायचं तसं बसू शकतो
नाही नाही नाही, माझं तिकडे रिक्षा आहे.
झालं का
आता यांचं घेतो नोव्हेंबर मे वाल्यांचं
तुमचं आहे
1 तासाचे पण लवकर येत नाही.
अच्छा मग एक ते किती 1 ते 2
हो
हां मग चालेल ना चालेल तुम्ही जेवायचं काय करताय मग
आम्ही घरी जाईल
मग तुम्ही अच्छा एक तर चाललंय का मग 2 नंतर ओके ओके डन तुम्ही 1 तास घेणार होतं ना
हां.
हां बेस्ट चालेल ठीक ओके हो गया पढ़ के? बाय बाय. Okay.
Recording in progress.
One of the most important point which you are going to learn, okay? If you understood 40A1 and 40A1A, now this is better than that, okay? Pay attention, please pay attention, this is very important, okay? Ready? 40A, pay attention. If the assessee deductor, in our example, if you remember ABC Limited, ABC company, has not deducted either sum or full of TDS, not deducted, there doesn't बच्चों arise only question of payment then. अरे हाँ या ना? Who forgot? Deductor forgot. Clear till here everybody? Then the assessee is still not an assessee in default. That means still we will not consider it as a non-compliance. If payee means who बच्चों? Recipient. If you remember our example, earlier example बच्चों, who I was talking about ABC, let us say did not deduct, है ना? And here बच्चों payee was what? Mr. Z, our lawyer. अरे हाँ बच्चों, if the lawyer, okay, our payee has filed income tax return under 139 and ROI due date, clear till here? Then second point, has considered the income in his return of income. That means what? The payee showed that income in his income tax return. Clear till here all of you? And third point, has paid tax. Who are we talking about? Still the lawyer, the recipient, payee bachcho, has paid tax. Okay? And also the payer. Now bachcho pay attention. Now payer means who? ABC company, our example, has furnishes certificate certified by an accountant. Accountant means you can say chartered accountant. Okay? The consultant, chartered accountant. Accountant again is again defined in the section of Income Tax Act. What is an accountant? For us, bachcho, chartered accountant. Clear? Now pay attention. What is happening? Did ABC, please pay attention, the payer deduct tax? No. So there was a loss to the government or no? Yes. Arey haan, everybody, there was a loss to the government. However, still the payee, recipient, suo moto. But do you understand suo moto? On its own, by themselves, without being told, that is called as suo moto. Okay? Good. So, the payee took that entire amount in his income, shown it, paid also tax on the same. Now, the responsibility was of payer, but payer's responsibility is done by payee only. What did payee do? Payee took it as an income tax. Payee took it as in his income, paid also tax also on the same. So ultimately or effectively, is there a loss to the department? Tell me this. Answer is no. Khushbu, Nitin, Indrajit, bouncer, yeah, samjha. Tell me all of you. Understood or no? Okay. Khushbu and this, Nitin, tell me. नहीं समझा ये नितिन कोई नहीं समझा क्या बोलूँ नितिन क्या हो गया तेरे को ओके आई विल गिव एन एग्जांपल ठीक है फिर से एग्जांपल व्हाट वाज आवर एग्जांपल बच्चों लॉयर एंड दैट कंपनी ना एबीसी लिमिटेड करेक्ट एबीसी कंपनी एंड मिस्टर जेड लॉयर राइट टिल हियर let us say the transaction is of June 22 okay 20 lakhs rupees remember this also so ABC limited bachcho paid rupees 20 lakhs chalega is this without TDS answer is yes without TDS is this non compliance this is non compliance okay are ha Mr. Z बच्चों is resident. Okay, resident. Mr. Z is resident. Tell me बच्चों, all of you, normally now, okay? Whatever I had taught you till now, there will be disallowance or no? Yes. What rate? 30% disallowance. Agree till here, Nitin? 40A1A है ना, all of you? 40A1A. Find it here, all of you? Okay? We are seeing that disallowance will not happen. When? If. Okay, now we are coming to the condition. If what? Mr. Z takes this money in his ITR, basically shows this income honestly, properly by himself, suo moto, in his income tax return, which he should actually, but and he has also. Correct? Paid tax also on the same, whatever was due. So earlier what was happening, ABC company should have deducted the tax and paid to the government. Here, the payee himself is calculating and paying to the government. Ultimately, government got the income tax or no? Yes. Is there a loss to the department, income tax department? No. That's why no disallowance for ABC company. Clear? But here, bachcho, ABC company should give a certificate. That's it. Or submit a certificate to the department. What? It should show all the details that Mr. Z, check, Mr. Z, our lawyer, not our lawyer, Mr. Z has filed income tax return, has shown the income in the income tax return, has paid the taxes also on that income. This certificate will be submitted by ABC company to the income tax department. Then only there will be no disallowance. Understood? Kushbu, Indrajit, Nitin, Mansi, all okay? Clear? Understand, but now has paid tax on such income. Okay, repeating. Okay, so assessee deductor has not deducted the tax. Correct here, but still pay attention. Then no, then it is still not assessee in default if payee, okay, recipient filed income tax return, shown the income, paid the tax, and the payer, but who in our example ABC company furnishes a certificate to that effect. Clear till here? Now check the important point. Okay, then it is deemed that, understood that assessee, who is the assessee bachcho? Payer or payee? Payer or deductor, or in our example ABC company, it is assumed that the payer has deducted and paid the tax on such sum on the date on which ROI has been furnished by the payee. Bouncer, little bit, है ना? I'll repeat. I'll come back to this example here, है ना? The transaction between company and lawyer is of June 22. Correct here? TDS was not done. So ultimately offer till bachu, what do we say? Oh, disallowance. है ना बच्चों? Remember this, all of this, 40A, 1A and all of that. However, Mr. Z himself, suo moto, shown this income in his ITR, paid tax and all of that. Okay? In that case, it will be deemed or assumed ABC deducted and paid TDS. Assumed. Basically, there should be no penalty proceedings, no non-compliance proceedings, no harassment of ABC. Okay? For that, we have to assume that ABC deducted and paid. The only question is that now, when did it deduct or paid? It did not actually, okay, understand it. Honestly, practically what? It has not done deduction, it has not done the payment, but you have to assume that. And the assumption date is what? What is the assumption date, Bacho? Mr. Z's ITR date. Not due date. ITR filed date. Means what? For example, again I am repeating. Let us say Mr. Z files the return on 1st July 23, his own income tax return. It will be deemed, assume that ABC company deducted and paid this TDS on 1st July 23. Understood or no? है ना? All of you understood, everybody? Pakka? Now we go back to the first again example then. Now just try to understand, okay? Now again just try to understand, bachcho. If, again I'm saying if, the transaction is June 22, but TDS deducted and paid date is July 23, what happens? Disallowed or not disallowed? Disallowed in 22-23 and allowed in 23-24. Khushbu doing like this. Oh, Khushbu. Understood? Indrajit? Basically, the payer's deduction and payment date of TDS depends on, or it is, ITR return filing date of the payee. Thoda nahi, I want full understanding. Again, if you want, again I'll repeat. There are two assessees over here, company and the lawyer, whose responsibility was it to deduct tax? Company. Did it actually deduct? Did not deduct. So there is, we say what, there is a problem, etc. Assessee in default. However, okay, but however, there will be no penalty proceedings, etc. If no penalty proceedings on ABC, etc. Okay, if Mr. Z shows that income in his income tax return, pays taxes and files the income tax return. Clear till here? Then what do we say, bacho? That ABC company, against ABC company, we will not start any penalty proceedings for non-TDS and non-payment, etc. Okay? Then we'll say, oh, no, ABC company will deemed or assume that ABC company has deducted and paid TDS. Has it done actually? No, but we'll assume or deem, Khushbu. So what is the date of deduction and payment to be deemed or assumed? Tell me, bacho, all of you tell me now. Khushbu, you also tell me. It has not done actually. But what will we deem or assume? What is the date of deduction and payment? The date of filing of income tax return. Date of filing of income tax return by Z. Z means our payee. Are haan. So Z bachcho filed on 1/7/23. Are haan ya na? So that date we will take as date of deduction as well as date of payment. Are haan. If Z filed later on, then the later date will be taken as date of deduction and date of payment by the company. Understood? That's why I was saying that this company's TDS deduction date and payment date, it depends on the date of filing of the recipient or payee. Okay? In that case, okay? Repeat, I'll go ahead. Chalo. Then it's deemed that the assessee has deducted and paid, okay, tax on such sum on the date on which ITR has been filed by payee. Okay? Now understand. Therefore, deduction of 22-23, because the expenditure is of 22-23, na? Will be allowed in 23-24. Why? Since ITR, ROI due date of 22-23 falls in 23-24. Bouncer, I know that, just pay attention. Write down this much. Write down first. I'll repeat. See, expenditure is of 2023. Agreed, everybody? Are haan ya na? Tell me something. Hai na? It will be allowed in the next year. Let us say 23-24. Why, bacho? Because of 22-23, the ROI due date bacho is what? 31st July 23, na, for example. And 31st July 23 is which year? 23-24. Understood or no? All of you tell me. Done till here, all of you? Good. I hope you understood a little bit at least. Yes, chaliye everybody. है ना? चलो, let's go ahead everybody. Read 48.3. चलो. This is done, I hope. 48.3. I'll give you 2 minutes. Read.
Recording stopped.
Oh, Bhagwan. I'll go ahead.
Recording in progress.
48.3. 48.1 we have seen, 1 year also we have seen 3. It is only for salaries. Any payment which is chargeable under the head salaries, any payment, employer is making payment of bachcho salary, shall be disallowed if it is payable outside India or even to a non-resident outside India or to NR, and if the tax has not been paid thereon nor deducted therefrom. Okay, but so basically for non-resident 48.3 we will take. Okay everybody, and for resident bachcho we will take 40A1A still in case of salary. Okay, so non-resident salary which section? 48.3. What did I say bachcho? Non-resident salary which section? 48.3. And resident bachcho salary 40A1A, whichever we were doing already. Okay everybody, the same thing. Okay, same thing. Done? Come to some more questions we'll do. Ready everybody? I hope you are able to understand lots of things. You'll be able to solve on your own also now. Right? Let's see. 33. 3. वाह, क्वेश्चन देख के मज़ा आ गया है ना. क्वेश्चन इज़ वेरी बिग, सो नाइस, इट लुक्स गुड, है ना. क्वेश्चन नंबर 33. Because you don't have to be scared by just looking at the size of the question. Yes, Celia? Ready everybody? Mr. Raju, a manufacturer. Manufacturing, but what comes to your mind?
Additional deduction.
Very good. Additional depreciation. Good. Very good. At Chennai, give the following manufacturing, trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 23. Let us check the income. Sales, closing stock, gross profit, dividend, income from agricultural net, already it is given to you. Okay, fine. That is PNL. These are all PNL items. Hai na? Then debits, raw material, stock, raw materials, manufacturing wages, expenses, GP, administrative charges, state VAT, penalty, state VAT, value-added tax, indirect taxes, penalty. Then state VAT paid, actually VAT paid, VAT bachcho again, indirect taxes. Clear till here? Arey haan. Then general expenses, then interest paid to bank on machinery term loan, no problem. Depreciation, yes, that is book depreciation, bachcho not allowed. We allow only income tax depreciation. Following are the further information given to the for the financial year 22-23 adjustments. Yes, administrative charges, bachcho, where? This one. Includes 46,000. paid as commission to the brother of the assessee. Okay. The commission amount for the market is 36,000. What comes to your mind?
Section 40A.
Very good. 48.2. Very good. Unreasonable or excessive expenditure. Very good, bachcho. Good. Okay, we'll go ahead. The assessee paid 33,000 in cash to a transport carrier on 29 December 22. This amount is included in the manufacturing expenses. Here, okay. Assume that the provisions of TDS are not applicable. Okay. But 33,000 bachcho paid in cash. Allowed or not allowed?
Allowed.
Allowed. Why? Why, bachcho? Transport. What else? Very good. Limit is 35,000. Good. Very good. So no adjustment to be done. Okay, so it is allowed. A sum of rupees 4,000 per month was paid as salary to a staff throughout the year, and this has not been recorded in the books of accounts. The salary paid is not recorded in the books of account, and salary is eligible. No problem till here. So expenditure. This is basically unrecorded expenditure. So you have to record the expenditure. So you have to give the P&L debit. Are हाँ या ना? You have to give the P&L debit. My net profit will. Very good. Net profit will decrease. Very good. Bank term loan interest actually paid up to 31st March 23 was 20,000. Fine. Okay. And the balance was paid in October 23. Okay. Take it bachcho as 23. Make it as 23. Okay. Good. Fine. P&L debit 60,000. Actual interest paid till the year end 20,000. And the balance 40,000 bachcho paid in October 23. ROI due date bachcho prepaid. October 23 I am saying. Outstanding it was as on 31st March. P&L debit bachcho they have shown, but throughout the year paid 20,000. And 40,000 is outstanding, was paid as on 31st March. It was outstanding now. Paid in October 23 after ROI due date. After bachcho ROI due date. Okay, all of you? Are हाँ, correct. Which section but? Khushbu. Which section? All of you? Are? Disallowed you're saying, and make it bachcho instead of October, make it November something. Make it more further, one more month. November 23. Tell me. 48.3A na baba. Na. 48.3A bachcho is only for cash payments and all. Unauthorized mode of payment. No Mansi. 37 is only personal expenditure, capital expenditure and related to business. Achha, under which section Mansi, subsection? Very good Nitin, good point. Payments allowed on actual payment before ROI basis only. Okay, deduction allowed bachcho on certain payments allowed only before if it is paid before ROI due date. Yes. 43B has the list of items is this bank interest, financial institutions, nationalized whatever, government financial institution, NBFC and all of that. Hayana. Interest on bank bachcho has to be paid before ROI due date. Clear? Good. Housing loan principal repaid during the year was rupees 50,000 and housing loan principal. And it relates to residential property occupied by him. Okay. Interest on housing loan was 23,000. Fine. Housing loan was taken from Canara Bank. These amounts were not dealt with P&L account. Okay, what adjustment will you do? These amounts are not recorded in PGBP. And let us say, bachcho, we have to compute total income. So what is coming to your mind? Tell me this. Nitin, we will disallow only if that amounts are in the P&L debit. These amounts, they are saying that these amounts are not dealt with P&L given above. So these amounts are not there in P&L. So will you record it in computation of PGBP? No adjustment, correct? For PGBP, no adjustment. Because the property is also residential property, nothing to do with business. Total income they are asking you. Arey beta, profit and loss is for business. The property is residential property. Are you okay? Are you guys okay? No, you whatever you want to answer, just you are answering just because you want to answer. What? Think and answer, na? P&L is for business or what? For business, no? P&L. And the property is residential property, personal property. Nothing to do with business. Tell me. So tell me now. Think outside the picture now. Think out of the chapter also now. All hints I have to give you. Total income is asked. Hey Ma Mataji. Very good, Mansi. We will bachcho have to make one more head of income for house property. And this will go bachcho under 24B. And housing loan principal which goes under 80C if you remember. Okay? Good. I'll go ahead. Depreciation allowable under the Act is to be computed as on the basis of following information. Depreciation, okay? P&L machinery, the block is 15%. Opening WDV is given to us. Okay? Addition during the year, that also given to us more than 180 days. That means full depreciation. Total additions. Oh, good for you. Best. Ignore additional depreciation also. It is given in the notes. Nothing to be done. Ignore application of section 14A for disallowance of expenditure in respect of any exempt income. Leave that also right now. No issues about that. But compute total income of Raju for AY 23-24. Yes, Chalio? Ready? Are bolo haan. I want to give you this question to solve, but you will make a big mess out of it. So first let us solve together. First question. Maybe if at all you are a little bit confident, I'll give you more. Write down. Computation of total income of Mr. Raj for AY 23-24. Particulars rupees. Entire one page will be required, huh? Ready? Let's start. How do you start बच्चों figure? Net profit है ना बच्चों? ओ बच्चों net profit as per P&L account. How much? Starting figure 5 lakhs है ना? Right? Chalo. Let's first deal with the simple things. Both these amounts. Dividend and income from agriculture. The word itself is used for agriculture, which is net. Okay, fine till here. First, what about dividend to be done? We will remove the credit. Why? Because it is not PGBP. We will put it in iOS. Okay, so here remove the credit side. My net profit will decrease, so less. Good. Income taxable under other heads. First one, dividend. Yes, Celia? 15,000. Please don't forget to write the figure in bracket. Please. I may forget, but you don't forget. That is less. है ना? अच्छा. Done till here? Let's go ahead, everybody. What about agricultural income net profit? Is it taxable or not taxable? It is exempt and it is shown बच्चों in your P&L credit. So to remove that also. अरे हाँ ना, so also again बच्चों less. Exempt under section. I hope you can tell me. Correct. ₹1,80,000. Clear till here? Done. Now I am coming to the P&L debit. Now obviously I am removing those items which I clearly know are not allowed. Looking at the P&L debit, penalty we know is not allowed. है ना बच्चों? So add. I hope you're understanding why I add and all. I am removing the debit sides. Correct now? So expenditure disallowed or not allowed. First one, what? State VAT penalty. See, for any taxes or laws, penalty is not allowed. Interest bachcho may be allowed, but penalty is not allowed. Penalty how much? 5,000. Okay. Anything bachcho looking at this, I know depreciation is not allowed, so I'm just writing here. Book depreciation or depreciation as per books of account. Okay? Arey haan, 2 lakhs. Final year. So I can also write down bachcho here also immediately less income tax depreciation or depends on you. That is also completely okay. Okay, everybody? Tell me about this. State VAT paid is allowed or not allowed? State VAT paid or indirect taxes paid, allowed or not allowed? Indirect taxes bachcho is allowed, income tax was not allowed. Good. Very good. Should I go ahead, everybody? Arey haan. Next one. Ready? Look at the adjustments. Admin charges 46,000 paid to brother. Market rate is 36,000. Disallowed under section 40A. अरे 40A ना, specified person.
सर वो पिछले वाले का बताया मैंने.
अच्छा पिछले वाले का बताया मैंने. Okay, okay. हाँ 37. Okay, fine. So 10,000 disallowed under 48 too. है ना? Everybody okay till here? So disallowed. Write down. Excessive amount. Paid to specified person. Only excess we will disallow 10,000. Fine? Cash bachcho will write it as a note. Okay? Note. Then we have we'll be giving one more debit, so leave that. बैंक टर्म लोन अंडर 43B, दैट आई कैन राइट, है ना. फोर्थ वन, बैंक लोन इंटरेस्ट not paid till ROI, है ना. अंडर सेक्शन व्हाट बच्चों डिसअलाउड अंडर सेक्शन 43B. हाउ मच बच्चों डिसअलाउड? एक्सपेंडिचर इज ऑफ 60,000, है ना. पेड ओनली हाउ मच बच्चों? अप टू ROI ड्यू डेट 20,000. सो 40,000 बच्चों डिसअलाउड, है ना. All right, disallowed. Done. Disallowance is almost covered. Now look at this part. Which part? This your salary of 4,000 rupees per month was not recorded in the books of account, so we should give the debit. I will introduce the debit or I will give the debit. I will insert the debit. So my net profit bachcho will reduce. So less. First one, expenses not recorded in books, है ना बच्चों. How much expenses not recorded? 4,000 rupees. So 48,000. Yes, still here. Second, depreciation under section 32. That is income tax depreciation. Definitely बच्चों you are working note 1. I hope this much is clear to you, all of you. Housing loan principal etc. interest that comes under house property. Anything बच्चों of PGBP, these figures. But they have asked you total income. So after this my PGBP will be done, है ना. I forgot to put one head of income. First one actually should be income from house property. Barabar, all of you. There is one property given to us right now. It is residential property. So if you remember house property, GAV, NAV, bachcho what? Nil. Less. Deduction under section 24B. Only interest part. Okay. How much interest paid on house property? 23,000. Okay. Therefore, income from house property. Correct? No? Income from HP. And only now one more head of income remains. Which one? Income from other sources. Yeah. You can give a point number 2 or income number 2, and here income from other sources. Whatever we had removed from PGBP, bachcho, that can come here. What bachcho we had removed from PGBP? Dividend. So dividend income. And I think that is the only income bachcho. So income from other sources and dividend income, bachcho, directly I am taking in an outer column 15,000. Okay. Addition of all my incomes is what? Gross total income. GTI. From GTI, bachcho, what can we reduce? Do you remember? Less. Tell me.
Chapter 6 deduction.
Very good. Chapter 6 deduction. Under that, section 80C. Now, which one we know for sure can come under 80C? Bachcho, housing loan principal. Yes, I hope so. You remember, everybody. Anything else is given to us? NPS, PPF, National Pension Scheme, Public Provident Fund, nothing. So only one amount which is eligible under 80C, bachcho, is housing loan principal, which is 50,000. 50. Yes, Chelio. That's it. At least for the first part. First part means this part. And we are at बच्चों our total income, है ना? Yes, चलिए. So working note 1. Depreciation as per income tax. Do you have to do any additional depreciation given to you बच्चों in the question? No. They have said ignore additional depreciation, है ना? Come on guys, you have opening WDV, you have additions, total additions also. I'll wait for 2 minutes. Give me depreciation as per income tax act. I want a final figure of depreciation as per income tax act. You can first do it in rough and give it to me.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Pen drive students, app students, also first try, pause the video and then try. And then again start the video after your answer.
Recording stopped.
Solve. Who else is there on YouTube? YouTubers who are there? Comment. Okay, Mansi, good answer. Correct answer. Yes, Kushbu, correct answer. Okay, Nitin. And Indrajit. Tell me all of you. Indrajit, I mean, what is remaining now? Indrajit, ना? क्या हो गया इंद्रजीत? बाप रे.
Recording in progress.
Kushbu and Mansi got correct. That was nothing great. There are all total additions given to us. There was no sales, by the way, है ना? And they have also told you to ignore additional depreciation. So particulars rupees, quickly write down. So there is no sales. So on opening W fully we will get 12 lakhs into what बच्चों 15%, है ना? 180,000. No problem over here. There are no sales only. Then on additions they have given to you, put to use for more than 180 days. That means again we will get full depreciation over here of 2 lakhs into 15%, 30,000. Yes, chaliye all of you. Total additions during the year is of 4 lakhs, out of which they are telling you obviously that 2 lakhs were put to use for more than 180 days. Therefore on additions the remaining are bachcho less than 180 days. No. How much? 2 lakhs into 7.5% is 15,000. Then total addition during the year bachcho 4 lakhs. Out of the 2 lakhs was put to use for more than 180 days. Therefore obviously remaining will be put to use for less than 180 days. Yes, 2,25,000. Clear till here? Okay. Should I go ahead, everybody? बच्चों, so put that in the depreciation, बच्चों, 2,25,000 will be allowed, so reduced. चलो, give me PGBP first of all total. Give me PGBP total, only PGBP. Starting from 5 lakhs, reduce, add less, do that check. Done? How much is PGBP? All of you? 2,87,000, all of you? Is it right? Okay, 2,87,000. Okay, fine, good. Reduce HP 23,000, add 15,000. If I tell you what, minus 8,000, na? 279, is it? I don't know. GTI, give me GTI. 279, correct? And reduce ADC 229. Write notes. I'll go ahead, write down. Chalo, write notes. One point, something different treatment they have given बच्चों for unrecorded expenditure over here. Okay. See, this is unrecorded, no, right now. So there can be undisclosed income, there can be undisclosed expense also, undisclosed. And in that case, बच्चों, there can be a higher penalty also for that. In chapter 1 we had seen undisclosed expenditure. Okay, just like undisclosed income, you can have undisclosed expenditure. But here, this seems like a genuine, you can say, error. And who will try to not report accountants, or you can say normal expenditure? So in ICI study model, they have given one more answer. I just want to give it for clarification. Okay, so write down. Otherwise, you will say, sir, why this and why that? That's why I'm giving you the clarification. Staff salary, okay, not recorded. Staff salary not recorded in the books of account. Is not treated as undisclosed expenditure. Is not treated as undisclosed expenditure. Full stop. It is assumed as. Valid business expenditure. Valid business expenditure. Yes. And I think one more point we have to write down. Cash, no? Cash limit paid to transporter in a day is rupees how much, bachcho? 50,000. Yes, still here. Not 50,000, 35,000. No? Therefore, paid rupees 33,000 is within limits. Is within limits. Fine, all of you? Right? Everybody? है ना? Done, everybody? All of you done? All right. Fine. Read the next part and come. Which all next parts will you read? 44 AA, 44 AB. Where are we now? Where it is? This part. Okay, everybody? Fine? Just try to read and come, at least. Alright? Okay, all of you? Chalega? So that's it for income tax for today, everybody. है ना? Okay, all of you?
Recording stopped.
640 लो चलेगा ना 640 को? अरे बोलो हाँ.
सर
बोलो.
सर वो कल का जो लेक्चर था ना उसमें आफ्टर ब्रेक जो सिखाया था ना पीएफ की और पेंशन की कॉन्सेप्ट वो म्यूट है.
हाँ वो आधा कितना 15 मिनट कुछ तो म्यूट है.
हाँ वो कॉन्सेप्ट म्यूट है और क्वेश्चंस है तो
बस
कॉन्सेप्ट
चलेगा. मुझको ठीक है व्हाट्सएप पे डालो. मैं व्हाट्सएप पे कल का डालो मतलब सेकंड हाफ मैं तुमको अपलोड करके देता हूँ ड्राइव पे. हाँ मैं व्हाट्सएप पे डालो. मैं फिर मैं दोपहर को करता हूँ उसको आफ्टर लेक्चर आई अपलोड. ठीक है चलो बच्चों सी यू एट 640 एवरीबॉडी. बाय बाय. बाय बाय यूट्यूब वालों. कुछ है क्या अगर कोई यहाँ पे कमेंट करो फटाफट वरना बाय बाय. चलो बाय 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 एवरीबॉडी.